Hey everybody, Josh with DIY Rain Gutter. Today we're going to go through and show you guys a few different ways to hang a rain chain. So get going. So we're going to start out with assuming that you have a downspout that you want to replace that downspout and install a rain chain. So that's kind of how we're going to go at this one, just so you guys know. So you're going to need to know how your downspout's mounted to the bottom of your gutter, and you're going to need the tools to remove that downspout. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways to mount that rain chain in your gutter. So first, what we'll need is just 99% of these downspouts are attached with a 1/4 inch screw. So you'll need like a 1/4 inch nut driver, just like a flathead screwdriver. A lot of times works because they have a flathead built into them. So we have a 1/4 inch nut driver here. This one's a 6-inch one. What you'll want to do first is just take that top joint apart, and we kind of have this gutter just mocked up on the bench just to kind of show you guys different options, and so you can kind of see what you kind of the perspective you would have if you were standing on a ladder. So unscrew that top joint. If you're taking the whole downspout off, just go ahead and remove the whole downspout from the side of your wall. And depending on what outlet you have, so we have a round 2 3/8 outlet. This is how a lot of downspouts are mounted. And then another option could be like an oval outlet. You might see that in there, and that would work fine with a rain chain as well. And another option is just an X punch, which is how we do a lot of our rain gutters. And with that, you would just have to unscrew it. And what I would recommend, if your fascia hangs below your gutter, just to make sure that no water drains back onto your fascia and causes future damage, go ahead and cut a little chunk of your existing downspout that you're taking off the wall. I'd say just make sure it gets below the fascia line. So you, on a normal house, 3 to 4 inches, something like that. And then you can use this as a cover for that X to make it look a little nicer, and that chain can drape through that little chunk of downspout. So it makes it easy because you already have this stuff, and you can just cut this with a hacksaw or however you want to do it. So you would go ahead, if you had an X punch, you would go ahead and just get that thing cut straight. Make sure this drops at least 1 inch below your fascia, and go ahead and just screw that onto your internal flaps on the rain gutter in there. So basically this just makes this look a little cleaner, finished, and keeps that water from draining on your fascia. All right, so now we'll talk about the different ways to hang a rain chain. There's a bunch of different styles out there. We live in the Pacific Northwest, and so we have to deal with ice and snow and, you know, quite a bit more changing conditions than someone in Texas. Our kind of go-to is just this standard 3/8 logging chain. Looks kind of cool, you know, with the vibe of a lot of houses around here. This looks a little more rustic, and this is bare, so it rusts. So it looks really nice with log homes and timber framing, like timber frame porches, stuff like that. So this is kind of our go-to. It's heavy duty, and it's pretty easy to install. So probably the easiest way to install this is just to get like a 1 foot bar of 1/2 inch steel stock, and you just go ahead and slide your rain chain up through the outlet and hang it right off of there, and that works fine. So one nice thing about this is it still kind of moves a little bit, and these clog up a little easier than a downspout, so you can go below the chain in the fall when your gutters need to be cleaned, and you can kind of see inside of there and see if it's clogged up. And you can wiggle this chain around, and sometimes if you're lucky, it'll kind of clear everything out. So okay, so another option if you're looking for something pretty heavy duty and to keep that weight off of your rain gutter, if you have maybe a longer rain chain or a lot of ice, is to mount it with a clothesline hook. So you can either use a clothesline hook with the wood screw end, and you just go ahead and just drill a hole right up in your fascia, right above the gutter, kind of in between the gutter and the drip edge. And you would just thread that in there. And you can kind of thread it in as far as you want. I usually try to get like at least half the threads in there. And you can just dangle the chain right off of that clothesline hook. Works pretty good. The only issue I have with these is this is right where your water line of your roof is, and so water can run back into that hole you just drilled right above your gutter. So keep that in mind. If you use this, you can fill that hole full of silicone or something before you screw that in. That would help. Okay, so the last option for anybody that doesn't want to go to the hardware store is you can just use these hangers as a chain hook. If you just take out the fastener that holds that hanger in, loop your chain over the hanger, and then go ahead and screw it back in. You can just dangle your chain off the hanger. So this does create problems if anybody comes and like hangs on the chain or anything, like or your kid's swinging on it. If that hanger folds up and bends in half, it can kind of collapse your gutter. So not the ideal option, but if you just need to get the job done and don't have any monkeys for kids, that's how you do it. So there you have it. There's a few different ways to hang a rain chain on your existing rain gutter. So I think my favorite probably is just the bar through the bottom of the gutter. Gives you a little flexibility, really easy to do and simple. We'll have some more videos for you guys on some different rain chain styles as well coming up. So stay tuned, subscribe, like this video if you liked it, comment below. Your guys' comments help us, get new channel ideas, and we'd like to hear from you guys. So thanks for watching.